She took him for a ride.
She was playing games with me.
What do you mean she was playing games with you?
She was lying to me about her activities while we were dating.
So he took his ride back.
He took the truck back from me.
Tell me why.
Because it was legally mine.
But he didn't stop there.
He hit me with his truck.
I was trying to repossess it.
You hit her car.
My vehicle hit my vehicle.
Cute.
Judge Judy.
You were looking for trouble, and you found it.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 23-year-old home remodeler Dana Tice is suing her ex-boyfriend, 39-year-old restaurant manager Dwayne Randall, for repossessing her SUV. Dwayne says Dana ruined his credit.
Order. All rise. This is case number 505 on the calendar in the matter of Tice versus Randall. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Tice, according to your complaint, you and the defendant dated briefly, and you suffered from bad credit.
Right.
You also wanted some sort of a vehicle to get around in, and the defendant agreed to purchase a car in his name, but it was your car.
Yes, it was.
The agreement was that you were to make all the payments, you were to pay for the insurance, and then there came a point when the defendant took back the car.
Yes.
And you want everything that you put into the car. In addition
Yes.
to the monthly payments, you want the insurance and also some improvements that you made on the car.
Yes.
The defendant says that he was forced by circumstances to take your name off of the insurance, and therefore he had to repossess the car. And aside from the fact that you were really just sort of leasing the car from him. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When was this car purchased?
On August 22nd of 2000.
And did you have to put any money down?
Yes, I did. I had to put $800 down.
Now, Mr. Randall, so far is that correct?
That's correct, sir, Your Honor. And we jointly put down the deposit.
Where did the joint money come from?
Prior to us purchasing the vehicle, I had prior owned a Honda Accord. I had asked her if she knew anybody was interested in buying the car. Then she came back to me and said her father was interested in buying the Honda from me. I was asking $1,000. I said, I at least got to have $800 for the vehicle. She said, well, would you take $500 down and I'll pay you the rest? I never received the balance of the car.
Your problem, Mr. Randall, however, is that you don't have a counterclaim, because even according to what you tell me, there was no agreement that this $800 that she put down on the new truck, some of it would be your money and some of it would be her money.
I understand.
Good. So she put down the $800 as a down payment for the car. And what were the monthly payments on the car?
They were every 2 weeks I paid $155 on
And
it.
you made how many payments?
4 of them.
And how much for insurance?
I gave him $100 for insurance.
When did you put the stereo in?
I put the stereo in 2 weeks after I had the truck. I had purchased the stereo from a friend of mine, $80 for the stereo, and I had to pay him $40 to put it in.
Now, Mr. Randall.
Yes, ma'am.
You took the truck back from her. Tell me why.
Well, after the accident,
What accident?
she opened the door and my truck accidentally hit hers.
When was this accident?
I have police report on it.
Just say, when was the accident, Mr. Randall?
I think it was in
What was the date?
September 5th.
Tell me what happened.
one of her apparent alleged boyfriends that she initially sold my Honda to, not her father, but to this gentleman. He was trying to find out where she had taken the car that she allegedly sold him. That's where the $500 came from that she gave me for the car. It's from him. She never transferred the title over to him, and she was selling the car again to someone else.
Because he didn't give me no money. Okay.
So I found out where the car was, the truck was that she was driving, because it was legally mine. You know, I have the...
I'm talking about the accident in September, sir.
Okay, that's what I'm getting to, man.
Well, then get there.
Okay.
You found out where it was.
Found out where it was. She was running towards it. I was trying to get in it, take repossess it because...
Why were you trying to repossess it?
She was playing games with me.
What do you mean she was playing games with you?
She was lying to me about her activities while we were dating.
You were annoyed with her, so that's why you were repossessing the truck. It was not
At
for
that
any other
time.
reason.
Right.
Okay, so you were trying to not repossess it, you were trying to get it back.
Exactly.
And what did you do?
Me and her other boyfriend, we drove up, and I was trying to get the truck from her. Tried to pull around her. She opened the door up, and my truck at the time, hit her door and pushed it in. We had a I guess she was kind of scared because we were
Fighting.
arguing.
Okay, so you hit her car.
Not intentionally, I didn't.
You hit her car.
Oh yeah, I hit my vehicle, my vehicle.
Cute. You hit her car.
It was my car.
No,
Your
it was
Honor.
titled in you, but that was not your agreement. Your agreement was it was going to be her car as long as she paid for
As
it.
long as she paid on it, she can drive it. But I did receive some notice of late payments.
That's not why you went. That's not why
That's not
you
why I went there.
All right. Now, you say that you repossessed this car a month later in October. Why?
Well, after that incident, my insurance company made me sign off on her. She was never on my insurance at all. As long as I let her drive it, she was allowed to drive it. But once her MVR came back, they told me that she was not allowed to drive the truck anymore.
Once her what came back?
Her MVR, her driving record.
Yes.
Once they came back, they told me that she was not allowed to drive it. Also, she
What was
wasn't
wrong with her driving record?
They just told me that she wasn't allowed to drive it.
Just a second. What's wrong with your driving record?
Nothing. I have 2 points. I was a delivery driver at Domino's. If anything would have been wrong with my driving record, they would not have hired me.
Well,
What do
that
you mean
has
you have 2 points? What does that mean?
A speeding ticket?
One speeding ticket?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it possible, Mr. Randall, that you just decided that you weren't going to give her permission to drive the car anymore?
No, it was not my.
Show me the letter from the insurance
I
company.
have it right here.
I'd like to see it.
This is the one stating from my car where she's disallowed and
And I want to
anything.
see the letter from the insurance company that says she's got to be taken off the insurance.
Okay, that's the letter from the insurance. Here's
just-
my leasing agreement.
Would you just show me what I asked you to show me? Doesn't say anything.
No, it
Just says her name
Right.
and your name.
If she would have hit someone, I'd have been liable because they told me she wasn't allowed to drive it.
No, they don't tell you those things, sir. They write you a letter.
And
That's what they do.
that
They write you a letter because all this says is that both of you are okay to drive the car.
I'm sorry, I didn't bring enough the documents, Your Honor.
Well, that's your defense. Your defense is that you took back this car because the insurance company advised you that she was no longer able to drive the car.
Exactly.
Now, that they send you in writing. They don't send it to you by carrier pigeon. They send it to you in writing. This doesn't say why
No, it
she was
doesn't.
taken off.
It doesn't state that.
You could have said to them, look, I don't want to be responsible for her anymore.
Well, she
That
never-
might have been, because this wasn't an accident. Now let me see the police report.
But she was never. If I told her she wasn't allowed to drive it, then she's not allowed to drive it.
Absolutely right. No, that I agree with you, sir.
Okay.
We don't have an issue
have
about that. You may have said
pictures
to
too,
her,
Your Honor.
shh. You may have said to her, I don't want you to drive the car anymore, and I'm taking you off the insurance. And therefore, I will be liable if you get into an accident, so I am taking back the car.
Exactly.
Is that right?
That's
But
correct.
that breached your agreement with her unless there was some reason. She didn't hit you, you hit her, because you were angry. You hit her.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dana Tice says ex-boyfriend Dwayne Randall illegally repossessed her SUV. Dwayne says Dana was cheating on him.
You were angry because she was probably two-timing you, probably pulled some scam with your car. That's all very possible. But you hit her, and then you said, I'm not going to give her permission to drive the truck anymore. Now I have to take it back. So my question to you is, she put some money into this truck.
She used everything that she paid into it.
What did you do with the truck, sir,
After
after you repossessed it?
they voluntarily repossessed, I turned it back over to the leasing place.
Did you get any money for it?
No, ma'am. What I did is I had to replace the radio that she claims that was in it, that she took the faceplate off of it.
Right.
But there was a radio in it when she took it. She replaced a radio that was belonged to in the vehicle anyway.
So you had to put in a different radio.
Yes, I have the receipt for that.
And show me proof that you turned it back into the finance company.
Your Honor.
You have it?
No, I have the proof of the original application, though, that we filled out. This is showing that he had got the truck. I was on here, and the truck was my vehicle. I was the one driving it.
Yeah, I understand that.
She was.
I understand that you were to drive the truck.
Her name is not on this lease, Your Honor.
No, I understand
Only
that.
thing that is she's allowed
Her
to
credit
drive
didn't
it.
pass, so she had to use your credit. But that doesn't mean, sir, that you really had the right to breach your agreement because you were angry over a social situation. That also doesn't mean, Ms. Tice, that you get back all the money that you put into the truck.
I barely-
Because you... What?
I barely had the truck because he wrecked it and it was in the shop, and then he took it from me. He showed up so many times
Should have
unexpectedly.
been more careful about what you did. Should have waited until your credit got better. What was wrong with your credit? How did your credit
I
get
had
so
got a
messed
car
up?
repossessed.
Now you have 2 cars repossessed.
Actually, 3.
Was it 3 cars you had repossessed?
No, it was 2.
Maybe it could have been 3?
That was the third one.
So now it was 3. So you had 2 cars repossessed
Right.
before.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. The only thing you have to give her back, Mr. Randall, listen to me, is you have to give her back her down payment on this car, which was $800. She paid you $100 for insurance. Well, she's got to pay some insurance, and she made 2 months' worth of payments. You had the car for 2 months. You had the
I
truck
didn't.
for 2 months. You used it for 2 months?
No, I didn't, Your Honor. It was
Well,
in the shop. He wrecked it. And I paid ahead of time before he took it. He took it on October 17th, and I had made a payment for the 30th. So he would not have a reason to take the truck from me.
Shouldn't have done it. What I'm telling you is you had a brief relationship with him. You're giving him your money. It's in his name.
Right.
Something happens with that relationship. You get involved with somebody else.
We wasn't together like that anyway.
Well, if you weren't together like that anyway, Miss Tice, then you don't do stupid things.
Right.
By giving somebody money and saying, I'm going to rely on your goodwill that we're still going to be friends 3 years from now when this truck is paid off, and then you'll put it back in my name. I mean, that was really your agreement.
Right.
Right?
Your Honor,
What?
I did have the paperwork for the radio that I had to replace, which I tried to get a faceplate for that she claims that was missing.
That I paid for the radio and he
but
took
I
it.
took the radio. The place took the radio out. There was no serial numbers on it. It was all scratched off.
Mr. Randall, let me tell you why you're getting off easy, sir. Because she did a foolish thing allowing this truck to be in your name. I don't know what other shenanigans she was involved with the other car that she sold to father, to friend, to boyfriend, that she never gave it to him. She was going to sell it to somebody else. She sounds like she's a wheeler dealer herself. However, you caused the problem, sir. You had the accident. And it was an accident that would not have happened but for the fact that you were angry. You were in your truck with a boyfriend of hers, looking for her, looking for trouble. And you found it. And as a result of that, your truck may have gotten damaged. The truck that she was driving clearly was damaged because you had a hot head. So I don't care if you had to replace a radio or a faceplate. It's meaningless to me. You're getting off easy. But you have to give her back her down payment, which was $800. Judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I thought we had a future.
I always told him I could never be with him, and he never understood that.
How they said, good guys always finish last.
He was crazy. He tried to stalk me all the time.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Fortner versus Reason. Step forward, please.
20-year-old hotel receptionist Sina Fortner is suing her ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old massage therapist Josh Reason, for unpaid credit card charges.
Miss Fortner, according to your complaint, the defendant's former boyfriend of yours, you did the one act of foolishness that you probably know that I disapprove of, which is you gave him a credit card. You broke up. You claim that there is an extensive balance on this credit card, and all those charges are his. The defendant seems to indicate that the charges on the credit card are not his, but yours, and that there was sort of an arrangement, is what I get from you, sir, that he paid the rent and the other bills in the house, and the Discover card was yours. Is that your defense?
Yes.
Try to keep a straight face when you say that. When did you live together? From when to when?
Probably from June to about October.
And when did you give him this credit card?
In June.
Why?
Because he was my boyfriend, we had been childhood neighbors and everything. He needed credit to build up so he could get a car loan.
Did you ever charge anything on the credit card?
Yeah, I charged, what was it, car loan basically. I paid off my car loan because my car got impounded and
So you did use the credit card?
I did for that. And I had bought some household items. I have something for you highlighting his charges and separating mine.
Well, then let me see the charges. Let's take a look.
I have my own copy.
Everybody wants to come up here today.
Beds and rooms, $36.
It's for a bed frame that he has.
So that's yours?
It was hers. I just put it up because we were sleeping on the bed.
Well, who has it now?
I do.
Yes.
You do.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you pay for it, right? Applebee's, that's a restaurant. Benihana in Fort Lauderdale, that's a restaurant.
Yes.
I mean, are you charging him for all the restaurant bills that you went out?
I put plenty of things on my credit cards as well.
What you're saying is sometimes you paid and sometimes he paid. You didn't expect me to figure out who paid for what dinner.
Exactly.
Rental car, $582.
That was for a trip that we went. We went to the Bahamas and Florida for our birthdays. I paid for the trip and for the flight tickets. He had to buy the car because I didn't have a license and so forth, and he wanted to anyways because...
You paid for the tickets?
$3,000 just about for the trip.
Did he give you any part of that?
No.
Is that right, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
So what about this car rental?
I had no idea about the car rental.
What do you mean you had no idea about it? Who
Your
rented
Honor?
the car?
I did.
So what do you mean you had no idea about it?
I had no idea that we needed to rent a car when we got there. She told me that everything was going to be paid for.
What happened when you got there?
It was a surprise to me.
It was kind of unforeseen. They told me that the car rental was taken care of, and apparently only a portion of the car rental was taken care of. So then he took care of the other portion because I was already paying so much for the trip.
I didn't have any other choice. We were
No,
So
stuck.
you had
I had a
another
credit
choice.
card.
You had another choice. She could have rented a car and you could have walked.
It's true. Very true.
All right. Vons, $180
Groceries?
for the two of you.
Yes.
And then there's another one for Vons.
Yes. I've also bought groceries too in the past, though.
I understand.
Mostly with cash, though.
Did you send her flowers, sir, from Angela's?
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's your bill. You
Yeah,
didn't expect her to
definitely,
pay for her own flowers.
No, Your Honor.
Good Guys. What's Good Guys?
That's some speaker wire he bought for his little surround sound deal.
Fred's Tire Man.
Probably his parts and
Parts
somewhat.
for her car.
For my car?
You sure that was parts for her car?
Yes, it was a ball bearing for the undercarriage of the car.
A ball bearing costs how much?
Whatever it was.
$82 for a ball bearing? I don't know about that one.
Olive Garden Restaurant, and there's another cafe. There are some small charges. I'm looking at the big ones here because I'm
Okay.
not going into who's watched a movie that you rented from Blockbuster. Okay, there's the Sheraton Hotel Suites, $233.46.
That was when we were in Florida. Apparently the last night wasn't paid for because we came back from the Bahamas and we had to spend another night there. We got
Alright.
room service too.
And you
because we
both
got in
stayed
late.
there, is that right?
Yeah.
Well, so it's fair to charge him for half.
Okay, whatever.
All right. Don't do this again. It's really irritating.
No, I'm not going to, believe me.
Good. Very good. Mr. Reason, you said you paid all the other bills in the house. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
Like the rent?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's not
that
true.
correct?
No, it's not.
Well, tell me about that.
No, we both paid rent, we both paid for groceries, we both paid, it was, I mean, he
Talk
paid
about
for
just the rent.
Okay, for the rent, sometimes I'd buy him things and he'd say he'd pay me back. I said, just take it out of my rent money. So then at the end of the month when the rent money came, basically I wasn't giving him a whole lot because he'd already spent my rent money.
How did you keep a list?
Well, I didn't buy him a lot of things, but when I did, I kept notes.
Let me
I'm a
see.
very organized person. I don't keep
Well,
notes
that's
that long.
important
I mean,
because if he was paying for the rent, then I can understand
No, he
an
wasn't paying
arrangement
for all the
where
rent.
if you went out for dinner,
no, he wasn't paying for all the rent. Not at
well,
all.
he was. If you bought him a few things and said take it off the rent, then he's paying for the rent. What was the rent?
$800.
A month.
Plus utilities, yes.
I still put in money at the end of the month. I just didn't put in my full half or whatever.
Okay. So
Because
he
I
was paying
bought-
most of it.
Okay, I bought him things in order to pay that off, and he knew that.
Like what?
I'd really rather not get into that.
Fine.
Just things.
Okay. $810.32.
I added up closer to 2,000 actually.
I know you did. But that's all.
Did you add the interest?
No. Since when?
Since June. July statement. I put it on the very last page. I put a breakdown of everything.
Well, but that's interest on this whole $2,000 that you think I don't think he owes you $2,000. I think he owes you $810.32. So about $860.32 with interest. Judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Ridiculous. And I did pay for things throughout our relationships.
That was very fair.
I paid for lots of things on my credit cards too.
No.
He made the charges. He should pay for them.
She feels that she owes me money.
I mean, come on now.
A disgruntled employee.
I left because of my integrity being questioned, being called a liar and a thief.
A chilling bomb threat.
What did Paul say?
You are all going to blow up because there's a bomb under your feet.
Did this boss accuse the right person?
I felt it was Contessa's voice, and I mentioned that to the police.
Or is this a case of a phony ID?
For a woman who's never talked to me on the phone, how would she have known it was my voice?
There is no proof whatsoever.
Judge Judy.
You're supposed to do the right thing.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 31-year-old homemaker Monique DaCosta is suing her former sister-in-law, 35-year-old homemaker Robin Arias, for the possession of a motorcycle previously owned by her late brother. Robin is countersuing also for possession of the bike.
Order. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 366 on the calendar, the matter of DaCosta versus Arias. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Costa, you had a brother.
Yes.
Your brother had been arrested. I assume from your answer that he was arrested for assaulting you.
Yes, ma'am.
He was incarcerated. He contacted you for the purposes of bailing him out of jail. Is that right so far?
Yes.
And you say that you had an agreement with him that he would turn over some sort of a motorbike to you to repay you for his bail. Before that was accomplished, he died. So now we have a dispute between you two ladies who are sister-in-laws. You were separated from your husband at the time of his death, is
Correct,
that right?
ma'am.
You want her to turn over the title to the motorcycle to you,
Yes.
and she wants the motorcycle returned to her because it was taken from her home without permission.
Yes, ma'am.
When was your brother arrested?
July 22nd, 2001.
And you knew he was arrested for assaulting his
Yes.
wife. How long have you been separated?
We had actually separated June 28th of 2000. We reconciled and we separated May 28th of 2001.
Were you legally separated
Yes,
by
ma'am.
court order?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a copy of that court order?
No, ma'am, I don't.
Why not?
When he passed away, I had contacted my lawyer, and he told me that I was now a widow, that there was nothing else that could be done as far as the proceedings of the divorce.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that your defense is that you were legally separated and therefore no longer responsible for any of his debts, even if I determined this was a just
Yes,
debt.
ma'am.
So it's surprising to me that you did not bring a copy of the judgment of separation. All right, so this happened on July 22nd of this year. He was arrested, he contacted you, told you he needed bail,
Yes.
and what did you do?
I called Flores Bail's Bond. I paid the first $2,500 that day, and then after my brother's death, I called the bail's bond and asked him if I still was responsible to pay the $2,500 for the rest because it was $5,000. He said, yes, you're still responsible for the next $2,500. So I paid that. And
Let me see the papers from the bail bondsman. How much was his bail?
It was $5,000. I guess the bail's bond has to put up like $50,000.
No, it was $50,000.
Yes, but the bail's
Why
bond
was it
puts
so
that
much
up.
money? Had he
Because-
assaulted you before?
Yes, ma'am.
Had your brother been incarcerated before?
No, ma'am.
Had he been incarcerated before?
Yes, ma'am.
Because $50,000 bail is a lot of bail.
Yes. Can I say something?
Yes.
The first time that he was incarcerated with her, the charges were dropped because the judge dropped the charges on that one. They found no case against it.
I doubt that. I didn't ask you about any of the substance of it. I asked you whether he had been incarcerated before, and the answer was yes. He had been charged with domestic violence before, because otherwise it's unlikely that bail would have been set in the amount of $50,000. You want to controvert what I just said?
On the spousal abuse, no matter what, if you get caught, I got spousal abuse on me.
That's good.
But
Listen, if you're telling me that you're the expert on spousal abuse,
it's
trust me.
$50,000. It's $50,000 no matter what.
I want you to listen to me.
I know it's $50,000.
You think he's finished yet?
I hope so.
Yeah. It's 50 grand no matter what.
Got spousal abuse on me, too. Whew. Why do you think she owes you any money?
My brother and I had agreed, when I bailed him out of jail, he called me several times and asked me if I would take the motorcycle for the money that he owed me because he felt really bad. Then I called my brother on the 25th of August, and we talked for 16 minutes. I have the phone record here. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll go ahead and take the bike. And he's like, well, take my barbecue or take the water softener or something like that. I'm like, well, we'll just make something. We'll do
You
something.
mean take it instead of the bike, or take
No,
it in
take the
addition?
bike and that,
that.
because the bike's not worth that much money.
Okay.
And then he died 4 days later.
And where was the bike at that time?
It was at his house.
How did it get to be at your house?
It wasn't at my house. It was brought to my sister's house. When my mother found my brother deceased, she asked the police if it was okay for them to take
I object, Your Honor.
Shh. Just a second. I'll get to you in a minute.
They asked the police if they could take some stuff. He's like, yes, you can go ahead and take the stuff. Go ahead and write them down. So we wrote it down, and most of the stuff has been given back.
So that the bike was taken to your sister's house?
Yes.
And where is it now? Still at your sister's house?
It's at a friend of ours.
Was it ever at your house?
Yes, ma'am.
How did it get to your house?
My husband was living at the home. I moved out of our home into an apartment.
Then you moved back into the house?
No. I've just recently moved into the home after my husband.
But the bike was never taken from your house while you were living there?
What? Okay.
It was never taken from your house while you were living there?
Not while I was living there, correct.
Okay. So now it's at a friend's house, and so you want the title to the bike?
Yes.
All right. So?
The reason why they had taken the property from the home is I got a call at work. I work in Lancaster. It took almost 3.5 hours to locate me because of where I work. By the time I had gotten home and gotten my 8-year-old out of school and gotten back to the house, everybody was already gone. The property was gone. All of his jewelry, family pictures. There was a lot of stuff that was taken from the property.
So what do you care? You just told me you were separated. You're going to divorce him.
But after being together that many years, you just don't stop loving somebody
Just
overnight.
listen to me. Now you love him because he's dead? Listen
No.
to me very carefully. Your brother had an obligation to his sister. He had agreed with her before he died that his property, the bike, would be turned over to her in payment of a debt that
I don't
he
believe
owed
that
her.
is true at all.
I believe it.
I'm still paying for the motorcycle. He put it on a credit card.
Just 1 second. That's a different story. Let me see proof. Let me see proof.
He put $1,500 out of the checking account, and the rest went on a credit card.
Just a second, just a minute. It says amount financed, $4,130. To whom was it financed?
If you flip that pink over, it'll show $1,500 came out of a checking, and the rest was put on a Visa.
Whose Visa is this?
Mine and my husband's.
Let me see.
Oh, well, it's heck, they're in my purse.
Get it?
Okay.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Monique DaCosta says shortly after bailing her brother out of jail, he passed away. Monique claims her former sister-in-law, Robin Arias, refuses to hand over the motorcycle he promised as collateral.
See, please. Well, this is in your brother's name, not in your name.
No, but I'm saying it's a joint account. All of our
That's what it
credit
says.
cards were joint accounts.
I don't know that. Well, then show me proof that you've been paying for the bike.
I haven't been able to make any payments because I'm still waiting for life insurance to come in.
So you haven't made any payments on the bike?
No, but I mean, I have to pay the credit card off.
I don't know that you have to at all. You don't even talk about that in your answer, that you're still responsible for the payment of the bike.
I was told by my lawyer, due to the fact that we weren't legally divorced, that I am still responsible for all of his debt.
Not if you have a separation that is a court-ordered separation, and that the court-ordered separation can, in fact, say that neither one of you is responsible for the debts of either party from this day forward.
Correct, but we were living together when he purchased the bike.
So?
Your Honor, they were not living together. He was living with my mother when he purchased the bike.
Your Honor, my witness is to attest to that we were living together.
What's your mother's address?
It's Linden Avenue.
That's where he lists his place of residence.
Right. But he was living at Newcomb Street.
I don't know that at all. Listen, you can't have it both ways. Are you collecting his life insurance?
Yes.
You're going to collect his life insurance. How much?
A whole lot.
He had 16 months to remove me as anything. That is the
Just
same.
answer my question. How much life insurance?
$85,000, and then a policy that he had prior to us ever getting married, he left for his 8-year-old son.
Is his 8-year-old son your 8-year-old son?
Yes, ma'am.
So your son?
Yes.
And who does your son live with now?
Me.
And how much life insurance will you collect from the child?
It's a structured settlement.
And how much?
Roughly, maybe $600,000-700,000 goes to his son.
Okay. Let's talk about what is reasonable, madam. But for the fact that your husband died, you would not be $85,000 richer. Your son would not be in substantially kind of position that he will be in
Yes, ma'am.
soon. That I'm telling you because if your brother couldn't repay his sister for the bail and had to sell his property, his motorcycle, his barbecue, whatever else, to pay his sister back, that means that he wasn't in such good financial shape.
Ma'am, he could have paid his sister back. This is a checking and savings account from when my husband died. He had more than $5,000 in it. He left it to his 8-year-old son in a uniform trust account. He could have
That
paid her back.
may have been. If it was a trust account, maybe he felt as if he didn't want to tap into that. What I'm telling you, Miss Arias, is you're supposed to do the right thing. The right thing is your sister-in-law bailed her brother out of jail, even though the bailout was a result of an assault allegedly committed on you.
I have the police report for
I'm
that.
not interested in the police report. I said even though it was not determined in a court, but that's why he was in jail, for assaulting you. But you just said to me a moment ago, just because you separated doesn't mean you stopped loving somebody. Isn't that what you said to me 2 seconds ago? So listen to me. You're supposed to do the right thing. This was a debt that your husband had. He had already arranged with his sister how that debt was going to be paid. There is no proof whatsoever that you are paying this bill, and this card is not in your name.
No, it's my husband's, correct.
I understand that. There is no proof that you are currently paying this bill or will ever be responsible for this bill. Now, it is very possible that if, in fact, the bank decides to go after this bicycle, they will come and get it from her. But in the meantime, you give her the title.
I do not have a title. I had to do a 180 on it. She has possession. The DMV will not give me a title because I did a grand theft auto report on it.
Well, you're a cutie pie because you knew exactly where it was. So we will prepare an order, which I am hoping that the Department of Motor Vehicles will honor, that this matter has been resolved here, that this court determines that the title to the bike should be in your name, that the bike was not in fact stolen, that it had been reported stolen by Miss Arias and it was never stolen, and would they please re-execute a new title in your name? I don't know if there's a lien holder.
There's no lien holder.
I assume that there's not a lien holder because it's on a credit card. And if you wait, I will prepare a copy of that order. Your counterclaim for the return of the bike to you is dismissed. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm glad it's over and done with.
This is what my brother wanted, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to get it. And you know what? The Lord above will take care of her in the long run.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Newhouse versus Covington. Step forward, please.
21-year-old college student Contessa Newhouse is suing her former co-worker, 44-year-old former customer service manager Cindy Covington, for defamation of character. Contessa says Cindy falsely accused her of calling in a bomb threat.
Ms. Newhouse, you and the defendant for a period of time worked in the same retail store. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
It is your claim that after you left your employment there, short time afterwards, there was a bomb threat called into the store. The defendant received that threat. So far, is that right?
Yes.
And that the defendant told the police that she thought it was you who had called in the bomb threat. So you are suing her for defamation, for slander. That's what your lawsuit is. You want $5,000.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you leave your employment there?
I left my employment on August 23rd of 2001.
And the defendant was one of your supervisors?
A customer service manager.
And when was the bomb threat called in?
Around October the 10th or the 11th.
When you received the call, what did the call say?
After you, because you, Shirley, and Carlos are all going to blow up because there's a bomb under your feet. Well, Shirley and Carlos and I were involved in a termination of her roommate, and the roommate had been there that day.
Did you, at the time you received this telephone call, believe that you recognized the voice?
Yes, I did. I felt it was Contessa's voice, and I mentioned that to the police.
And as a result of that, the police came to your home?
Yes, ma'am.
And was there any investigation that followed?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what the investigation consisted
The investigation was I had to go down there for questioning, and I was required to take a polygraph so that any suspicions would be dropped against me.
And you did that?
Yes, ma'am.
So other than going down to the police station for questioning and you took a polygraph, which was a voluntary polygraph because they don't insist that you take a polygraph.
He asked me if I'd take the polygraph so that they would leave me alone and let me live my life, and I volunteered did it, yes.
Right, so it was voluntary. So what do you want?
What I want is, Your Honor, back in April of 2001, I have never really known this lady but I took back a television when I first moved into my apartment. They gave me the wrong television out of the layaway, and I took it back because it was defaulted in someone else's, and they called her up to the service desk, and she flat out called me a liar and told me that I better get the right TV. So I got my TV and I left, and I came back and I wrote a 3-page statement and I gave it to the store manager. And I know it got her in trouble.
Then you went to work there. I read your complaint. Then you went to work there after that.
Right. I went to
and
work.
then you had difficulty with her.
Mm-hmm. The one night that I got put under Cindy, I had never worked underneath her.
Under Cindy. Okay.
She worked under me several times.
Go ahead.
Money came up missing out of my drawer, and she made it plain and simple to go tell everybody I took the money out of my drawer. Then I had to go to the bathroom so bad at my register that she turned off my light and expected me to help all my customers instead of letting me go. I
didn't trust her, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
I started to wet my pants, which is a humiliation when your manager will not let you go.
So that happened to you back in August, and you left.
I left because of my integrity being questioned, being called a liar and a thief by Miss Covington, and because of humiliation.
Fine. Okay, so you left.
Right. I also had a roommate that lived with me that is very good friends with Miss Covington that I kicked out because she molested my daughter and because she went and she slandered my name all over also. I kicked her out the Monday before the bomb threat. And yes, I did call the night of the bomb threat to talk to a friend, but I nowhere even near the time of the bomb threat. My mother called me from the gas station, which is my
Miss
witness.
Newhouse, let me stop you right there, because it's not a very difficult case. Police respond to a bomb threat that they take very seriously. They question everybody, including the person who received the call. The person who received the call, that is the defendant, says, and I'm sure the police asked, did you recognize the person? She says, I think I recognized Miss Newhouse's voice. They came, they spoke to you, they investigated, and they did not pursue it. Now, if we as a community said, every time somebody said, I think it looks like that person, or it sounded like that person, or it could be that person, and the police investigate, and it turns out not to be the right suspect, that you can turn around and sue the person, in this case, Miss Covington, who made that statement, that would have a chilling effect on police work. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay. So you are entitled to nothing.
Ma'am, the one thing that it's harassment, the way that I had been treated for the last 6 months.
That's not what we're talking about. You want to sue her for harassment. You want to sue her for harassment. You sue the store that you were working for.
Ma'am, for a woman who's never talked to me on the phone, how would she have known it was my voice?
She doesn't have to talk to you on the phone. She talked to you in person. She doesn't have to talk to you on the telephone.
But I sound completely different on the telephone. After previous jobs that I've had, I've never sounded the same as I do in person.
Well, how do you know that? You listen to
because
yourself
I have
on
a
the telephone?
mother-in-law who thought I was a
Miss Newhouse, you don't have a case. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
There's no way you can know my voice on the phone, especially only when you talk to me in person.
I said it sounded like your voice.
I almost lost my family. I couldn't take care of my daughter, and I almost lost my school because of it, and she knew exactly what I had at stake.
She's just very vengeful towards me.
She's just a very judgmental, vindictive person.
She doesn't even know me to say the things that she said.
His claim to fame is this great Chinese wok.
Their wedding caterer forgot a special ingredient.
I would have never hired him if I thought that he was going to admit the wok.
Stop with the wok.
And they're looking for sweet revenge.
You stopped payment on his bill.
He breached the contract.
She said she couldn't afford the event.
Judy vows to set them straight.
When you plan a wedding, something is going to be not perfect.
Judge Judy.
If you choose a certain buffet and you don't get it, it doesn't matter because it's a nice wedding.
Yes.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 47-year-old caterer Kenneth Coley is suing former client, 50-year-old family therapist Eve Beutler for the unpaid balance of the food at her daughter's wedding. Eve says Kenneth omitted certain items from the menu.
Order. All rise. Now, this is case number 384 on the calendar in the matter of Coley versus Beutler. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Mr. Coley, you are a caterer.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were retained to cater the defendant's daughter's wedding.
Correct.
You did so according to your complaint. The defendant paid you, and part of the payment was put on a credit card, and then she stopped payment on that portion of the credit card.
Correct. Actually, I did 2 events for her.
You did a wedding and a brunch the next morning.
Yes.
The defendant says that she didn't get what she bargained for, and after she stopped payment on the credit card, she did further evaluation of your services and decided that you weren't even worth what she had paid you, so she is counterclaiming in the amount of $1,442. When was this wedding planned?
The wedding was planned July 1st, 2001.
And when were you retained?
Deposit was made January 20th, 2001.
Do you have the initial contract?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please? The wedding was to be for 300 people?
Originally, yes, ma'am.
And the total amount?
$12,199.41.
Both for the wedding?
That was for the wedding event. The brunch event was $900.
And how many people were supposed to be at the brunch event?
I believe 60.
You said originally the number of people was 300.
Correct. Ms. Bueller had changed the guest count to 265 approximately 2 weeks before the event.
So far, is that correct?
Yes.
Did anything else happen, sir?
I'll start with June 1st. I made my first visit to the house.
It was to be a home wedding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Surveyed the property, presented some diagrams. We set up a little plan of what we were going to do. About June the 15th, Ms. Bueller called and asked me to come back. She had decided to add canopies to the event. I came up on June 19th. We discussed the canopies, where they should go, and I made a few phone calls, and I ordered the canopies while I was at the house that day. And I do have the rental contract for that.
And were you paid for that?
Yes, I was.
Okay. How much was that?
All total for $1,600.
Okay. Go ahead.
Part of my services was that I was going to stir fry the vegetables next to the buffet. By putting up the canopy, I felt that we weren't able to do it. Legally, you cannot have a fire underneath the canopy. And also, it makes for a bad situation when you have the walk underneath the canopies.
And you had discussed that with her?
Yes, I did.
What else?
July 1st, everything went okay. There was more than my count. There was more than 300 people there. I had ordered tables and chairs for 300 people.
Why did you order tables and chairs for 300 if she gave you a count of 265?
You always have to have a few extra tables or chairs and plates.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'd like to present my pictures, too, if I can.
I'd like to see it, please.
During the time that we set up the party, the night of the party, everything went off well. We ran out of plates. We had to wash plates during the event. By my account, all the seats were filled. We were bringing out extra chairs. There was more than 300 people there. The next day, we did the brunch. That went okay. I had the canopies removed. I had all the property cleaned up. That afternoon, I settled on the bill. The client paid in full for the brunch. There was no problem. For the dinner event, Ms. Bueller's husband, Earl, had asked for some kind of compensation. He felt he should have had leftover foods after the wedding event. There really wasn't much in the way of leftover foods because I pointed out to him that he had too many people. We had more people than what we had planned for. But anyway, everyone ate. It was an all-you-can-eat meal. The client was very happy. He complimented on how successful we were.
And then they stopped payment on the credit card.
He wanted to give me a $10,000 credit card. It was my understanding they were going to give me a $10,000 check. I agreed to accept a $5,000 check and a $5,000 credit card payment. At that time, I called my office. I had my accounting person run the credit card while we were sitting in his office. We shook hands. Everything was fine. We left. 2 or 3 days later, I got a call from him that he wanted a refund on part of the money because the vegetables weren't prepared correctly, and that over the issue over the dessert station. Within a couple days, he had called the credit card company and stopped payment in the amount of $1,080. And that's what he said the value of the vegetables and the dessert portion was.
Okay. Now I'll hear you.
First of all, I'd like to say we paid Mr. Coley everything except for the items that he omitted from our original contract. On our original contract, and the reason why I booked him is because his claim to fame is this great Chinese wok where they flash grill the vegetables with hot pasta. Also, he made me a delicious chocolate brownie because that's part of his dessert station, which is also on our contract. And also on the original contract, you'll see that the canopy and the wok are on the same contract. The canopies he's speaking of have nothing to do with the food, and I have a picture of plenty of areas where we could have put the wok. If I would never have eliminated the wok no matter what. So the whole argument is, number one, he breached the contract. I would have never hired him if I thought that he was going to omit the walk and omit the dessert station for which he charged us.
Just a second. He admitted an entire dessert station?
Yes, nothing, not a cookie. I had my whole in-laws there.
There were no desserts?
Nothing.
Were there any desserts, sir?
We had the wedding cake.
Just the wedding cake?
The wedding cake.
What about desserts?
A little background on the event.
No, just tell me. Was there a dessert station for which you originally charged for 300 people $900? Was that for the wedding cake?
The client paid the amount of $700 for the wedding cake for 300 people. She asked for a reduction in the bill, and I reduced the bill by 10%. Our agreement is if I reduce the bill by 10%, which was $3 a person, that we would omit the dessert station. By reducing the bill down to all-inclusive $26, that's food, labor, beverage.
$26 a person?
Correct. Originally, all of that was supposed to be $31.50. Basically, she said she couldn't afford the event. Same with the canopy, she couldn't afford it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kenneth Coley says customer Eve Beutler refuses to pay the balance for his catering services. Eve says Kenneth ran out of food and omitted items from the menu.
Did you discuss with her omitting the dessert station?
Yes, I did, very clearly. I even have it in some documents.
Can I see it?
This is the bill right here that says all-inclusive.
The dessert station was optional.
Correct.
I have the statement here, and it's 2618. The dessert station was never optional.
Well, let me see what you have.
I have the same, right here, it's 2618, and it includes the dessert station.
Let me see.
It says right there on it.
Let me see.
It was not optional. It was part of the bill.
No, that's not true. It says dessert station, $3 optional.
Well, we paid for the, do you have the invoice? This is my husband, Earl. He did the financial dealings.
Yeah.
And my daughter, Davia, whom he also promised the dessert station to, and the walk. Those were
Don't
the
tell
selling
me
points.
about the walk. Listen to me.
Okay, so
you made a wedding. I want to tell you something. You made a wedding for $26.50 per person. You can't get it cheaper anywhere.
Hey.
I don't know where you found this guy, but you ought to clone him. Right?
Your Honor?
And
Sorry.
I'm talking. How many weddings did you make?
Just one.
I have a lot more experience. Now, how many people did you have at your wedding?
269, and I have the wedding list here. He set up the tables. He set up 26 tables and the table for the bridal party. There were no more seats for a maximum of 275, and 3 of those tables were set up for wheelchairs. So his statement of over 300 is absurd. We would have had people standing there eating out of their hands.
What caterers usually do is they put out number of plates that they have. Plates. Sometimes when people are having a buffet, they say, well, we can always add a couple of people. 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 people, and there'll be plenty of food. You spend $12,000 for just this part of a wedding. And to be quite honest with you, I don't understand why you would do anything after a wedding to make it unpleasant.
Because we didn't get what we ordered. I would have never gone with him.
So what? You had to walk out a nice wedding.
I'm
looking at pictures. I'm looking at pictures. Stop. If your daughter is worried about a walk, and that's what she's worried about at this stage of her life, wait until she has some real aggravation or tsuris. You know what that means?
Exactly what service means, Your Honor.
She's worried about not having an open flame walk at her wedding. If that's what gets her.
Your Honor, we didn't bring this. I know you're aware of this, but we didn't bring this suit to Mr. Coley. I mean,
He brought a lawsuit because you paid him and you stopped payment on his bill.
But
Your Honor,
what did you expect him to do? Roll over?
I contacted him twice. I have the emails. He never responded to my emails. He's saying that, yeah, I called him is not true. I emailed him twice. He never responded. I finally, in desperation,
I would like
contacted
to
the
see
credit
your
card company.
email.
He gave me 5 days on a holiday weekend before he stopped
I'd like
payment.
to see you.
And further, Your Honor,
read
when
the
he...
last line in his email. He says, congratulations, you were very successful. And just please read that last line.
The wedding was very nice. I sent him these emails. When he responded finally, after the credit card company withheld the money, he said, this is the first I've heard of this, which I have also his notes on that.
Just a second. You have any other children for whom you're going to do a wedding?
I hope not. We have 2 other children. Hopefully we won't be doing weddings for
You
their
have
boys.
boys. I just don't understand. So it doesn't matter if you choose a certain buffet and you don't get it, it doesn't matter because it's a nice wedding?
Bottom line?
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Bottom line, what I'm telling you is, when you plan a wedding that has a lot of different courses, a lot of different foods involved, something is going to be not perfect. But if overall the caterer has done a nice job, and everybody seemed to have a nice time, and the event was uplifting and fun, and everybody enjoyed themselves, and the bride and groom are happy, then you don't do anything to diminish that by being picky. You may not refer him to somebody else again, although the end of your email says, thanks once again for catering what was overall a very successful wedding. And if it was a very successful wedding, then you don't pick apart the fact that you didn't have, that your vegetables were cooked before they got to the big buffet, if that's what it was. Because it's not a big deal. I'm going to tell you right now, nobody who's planned a wedding says that $3 is going to include an elegant, all-inclusive dessert buffet as well as a wedding cake. I know, I think the last time I paid for wedding cake, it was $5 a person just for the cake.
I was promised what's on the contract. Many times she tried to substitute the vegetable thing, which is, you say, is not a big deal.
Stop with the walk. I don't
Okay.
want to hear the walk
What
anymore.
I'm saying is,
I'm not interested in the walk. Lighten up.
Well,
Are you serious
okay.
about your counterclaim?
No, I just...
Just a second. I'm getting to the counterclaim.
Yes.
Are you serious about your counterclaim?
Yes,
Let's
Your
hear it. You've got more money that you think you should give back to you. Let me hear.
Okay, part of the counterclaim, Your Honor, is based on the fact that he ran out of food at the brunch. He ran out of, it was lox and bagels, an omelet station, juices, coffee rolls. He ran out of lox and eggs within about the first 10 or 12 guests. So that we were running in the house, bringing out egg beaters, trying to find juice in our freezer, looking for additional food, which we had hoped to have from the leftovers, which he had taken with him. That was part of the counterclaim. I asked for 80% of the brunch fee back.
Well, how many people was the contract for the brunch?
We guaranteed for 60, as the plaintiff claims.
Yes.
I would say about 40 actually showed.
Did you run out of food? You there?
No. The only thing that we didn't have, one person was asking, or actually two people were asking for omelets with whites only. I did not bring any whole eggs. I can tell you, the way that they've done business here, if I would have ran out of food, at any time, they would have taken every dollar of value for it. And plus, on top of this, I have her email telling me that she's given me 8 referrals for doing such a good job. So I can tell you that they're making this up. Did you not say that?
Mr.
I
Coley,
told you, Mr. Coley.
You took back the
No,
3.
I told
Did
you
you have the
before the
email?
wedding I would
Yes,
have
I
8
do.
families that are interested in you.
Can
So
I
I didn't
see-
push anything because I wanted, I just figured you lost business.
Can I just see the email?
Okay.
I'm going to tell you why I don't buy your statement that nobody got fed at your brunch.
No, we
I
just said
didn't
they
say
ran out of
nobody
eggs.
they ran out of eggs and
And
they ran
lox,
out of
that's
lox.
That's
Well,
not
what,
true.
just
And
a second.
juice.
That's
Just a
not
second.
true.
What else? What other food did he have at your brunch?
There were some pastries, some bagels,
Yes.
I think of some fruit.
It's the bottom of this page.
What's the date on that?
November
Right?
4th.
Just pay
Right,
attention.
that was before the wedding.
Oh, listen to me. Could you talk?
2 weeks ago.
Could you talk to me? Talk to me.
That email is 2 weeks ago. Or maybe a month
That's
ago.
last year.
Doesn't say that after the wedding she referred clients to you. She said that she's unhappy with the way this thing was resolved. But let me tell you why I don't buy your counterclaim. I don't buy your counterclaim because you put a stop payment on the credit card amount after the brunch. And you made a very specific amount. And the very specific amount that your wife told me about was that you didn't get the open flame wok and you didn't get the brownies that she wanted. And that, you said, was $1,980.69. But you had already had the brunch. So if you felt that he hadn't provided the service for the brunch, you would have deducted that amount as well from the credit card.
May I answer that?
Now, I'm finished. Let me finish. Now you want an additional amount of $1,442 because in reflection, you think that he should reimburse that amount too. Now I'll hear you.
Okay, Your Honor. I spoke to Mr. Coley immediately after the brunch. I told him I was upset with them running out of food and that I was upset that he had taken away the leftovers. I did not yet know about the other 2 items. He also said that we had gone over our guarantee.
I believe that that's probably true because, as I said to you, and done buffet kind of weddings and done hors d'oeuvre kind of weddings, and very, very often you say to yourself, You don't need a whole lot of leftover food. She has a few friends coming in that she didn't anticipate. He has a few friends that are coming in that didn't anticipate. Aunt Hattie is coming in. She wants to bring a friend with her. You got another 5 people. You got another 10 people. It doesn't have to cost me another $26 a person. We'll have enough food. I've been around the block enough to know that that's true.
Your Honor, I have the exact wedding count. Also, if you look at the invoice, there's 26 tables of 10, which would seat 260.
Yes.
There was a head table of 16, which would be 276 was the most there was seating for. Is he suggesting then that 25 people were standing?
Just a second. 276 is not 265.
We may have had 270.
Just a second. 276 is not 265.
I agree, Your Honor. And when I spoke to him after the brunch,
people is 11 people times 2650.
I have the exact count, but when I spoke to him,
You got my drift. Answer my question, sir. If you have an answer about your reflection days later, after you had already canceled part of your credit card charge, why you now think he should give you more money.
I spoke to him about the running out of food at the brunch and the leftovers immediately following. He countered with the fact that we had gone over our guarantee. I had not done the count yet, so I agreed we probably had, and we called it a wash at that point. It was not till later that I discovered the walk and the desserts had not been served. I contacted him twice. He never responded.
Just one second. No. You don't try to confuse me. I'm a little bit smarter than you are. Probably a lot. The original complaint that your wife was complaining about was the wok and the dessert tray,
Correct.
not the fact that there were not enough leftovers and that you ran out of eggs. That was what she originally said she was complaining about. The lack of the wok and those wonderful brownies.
Desserts for my in-laws.
I didn't know about those at the point I spoke to
Well,
Mr.
then you
Cole.
better
It was the day-
communicate better with your wife. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Your claim is granted, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,980.69. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It wasn't devastating, but it was disappointing that things turned out the way they did.
In my experience, weddings are very emotional, and people get tied up in the emotions.
Both my son-in-law and daughter were upset that they didn't get what he had contracted to give us.
I was looking out for their interests. I worked very hard for them.
I would never have hired him without those items.
I gave them a lot of extra attention along the way.
It wasn't a big deal, but I do feel that Mr. Coley should have to act appropriately and meet his contract.
I went above and beyond in every area that I could.
No matter what you order from him, he gives you whatever he wants.
They're very nice people, and I have a lot of respect for them.
I'm glad this is all over with, and we had a great wedding.
A jealous best friend.
You were uninvited to be part of the bridal party.
Yes, we got in an argument.
Was she a wedding day saboteur?
What you're saying is she convinced certain guests not to attend the wedding.
There was 23 people that I had invited. None of them showed.
Or a disgruntled dress owner?
How much did you spend on the wedding?
$115 for the dress.
I don't know a living soul who has ever put on one of those dresses again.
Judge Judy.
They're usually the ugliest suckers around.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 28-year-old secretary Amber Pennington is suing her former friend, 28-year-old service advisor Lori Strange, for the cost of a bridesmaid's dress after Lori uninvited her to the wedding. Lori is countersuing, claiming Amber convinced some guests not to attend.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. Yes, this is case number 280 on the calendar in the matter of Pennington versus Strange. Thank you. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
You two ladies, according to this complaint that I've read, were very good friends, and you were getting married. You asked the plaintiff to be your matron of honor at the wedding. She agreed. She purchased a dress, which she paid for. There was some sort of a disagreement. You were uninvited to the wedding and uninvited to be part of the bridal party. You want to be reimbursed for the dress, as well as, according to you, a lot of mental anguish, which we'll get to in a minute. The defendant has a cross-complaint for some sort of an assault and undermining some guests' appearance at the wedding. She said that you convinced some people not to come to the wedding, and she's got a lot of mental anguish, too. She's also countersuing for an assault. Okay, very sad. How long had you been friends?
8 years.
When was the wedding planned?
September 14th of this year.
Okay, so now tell me what happened.
Okay, on September 8th, it was on a Saturday, Lori and I and a few of our friends decided to go out. It was a week before her wedding. Lori didn't want anything big because at the time her father was sick, so she didn't know if she had to cancel or not. So if she did, you know, she didn't want anything big.
You mean like a bachelorette party?
Yes. So we had decided to go to a pizza place, San Fratello's. At San Fratello's, we waited for about an hour. We were downstairs talking. Then they came up and they got us to sit at our table. And while we were sitting there, they were just talking about things they had did the night before. Now the night
Who was talking about?
It was Lori and the girls who were sitting at the table, the people standing up in the wedding. Now I was
other members of the wedding party.
Yes, her family. Okay. I have a letter from Lori.
Tell me letter. So what happened? So they were talking about something that they had done the evening before.
Right. They were altering dresses. They were doing party favors, and they were making seating arrangements. All of that I was excluded from. Okay. Didn't understand. So they're talking about how they had a good night that Friday night, blah, 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 this. And I asked Lori, when did you plan on telling me about this, Lori? And I can't remember quoted words, but it was basically, you know, it was no big deal, blah, 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 this, and she went downstairs in the bathroom. I therefore followed her. We were both upset. Lori and I were talking. She said it was nothing to hurt my feelings. She wanted to have a family get-together. And I told her, you know, that it hurt my feelings. I was hurt. She started telling me there was a bunch of her family members that did not like me, okay, and...
So, something happened in the bathroom, according to her.
Yes, we got in an argument. It wasn't an argument, it was just basically our sides of the story, you know.
But according to you, nothing physical took place there?
No, nothing at all. She was in the bathroom stall.
Okay, so nothing physical took place, according to you. Did you spend the rest of the evening together?
Yes, we did.
When did she uninvite you to the wedding?
I came home on a Wednesday, September 12th, and after work I went in my mailbox and there was a letter in there from Lori, and I read the letter, and she uninvited me.
Okay. How much did you spend on the wedding?
$115 for the dress, and that was it.
Well, then tell me why you're suing her for
I am
$115 for the dress, $885.
Okay, I am suing her $115.50 for the dress.
Right.
Okay, I am suing her for my lost wages because I took off of work that day.
Which day?
Friday, the day of the wedding, September 14th.
Yes.
Okay. I am suing for my husband's lost wages because he also took off of work. And I am suing for $500 mental distress because what she did was hurt me, and she didn't just hurt me, she hurt a lot of other people.
You don't get paid for that, Ms. Pennington. You don't get paid for hurt feelings. And you don't get paid for your husband's lost wages. If he wanted to go to work, he would have gone to work. And you don't get paid for your lost wages. You change your mind, you want to go to work, you go to work. Your dress cost $115.50. Okay. Now, let's hear your side of the story. Tell me first, because I read your answer. What happened in the bathroom?
When we were in the bathroom, I had walked away from the table, went down to the bathroom, and actually I was doing my business in the bathroom when she swung open the door. So, of course, I had to get up and, you know, put my clothes on and everything, you know, and I tried to get out of the bathroom. She pushed me, and she did it twice because I kept trying to get out of the bathroom. And as I was trying to get out of the bathroom, Tammy was in here trying to tell her to let me go. She's like trying to calm her down. My girlfriend Lisa was in the washroom also, and the waitress and the owner were. She grabbed my arm, and as I kept trying to get out, she would swing me back twice. I finally got out of the bathroom. I mean, and during all that, she even told the restaurant owner to F off. You know, and it was just, I finally got out. Then the police came.
Were you injured?
Huh?
Were you injured?
No.
Okay. So if one is not injured, then you don't get compensated for injuries if you're not injured.
Correct.
You had an argument with your girlfriend. She pushed you. So what is your countersuit about?
My countersuit is about people that did not show up for the wedding.
Well, tell me about that.
Well, there was 23 people that I had invited to my wedding that I have been friends with because of her when we met. They were all, you know, it was the group of people we hung around with. I invited them and her family that I was very close to. None of them showed, not one. And, you know, I lost all that money from the wedding, of course. You know, it was a tough decision for me to make this. I mean, if you're good friends, you don't push somebody, you don't grab them.
You also don't tell them that they're not invited to a wedding.
Ms. Pennington.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Speak not. Go ahead.
And I feel that, you know, because of that, it was not my fault She did not have to be that vulgar. She did not have to do that in the bathroom. She could have called me.
There's no question. You had an argument in the bathroom. What makes you think that everything is worth a lawsuit?
It's not.
It's not. You're absolutely right. So the argument is not worth a counterclaim. And if I understand your part about the guests, what you're saying is she convinced certain guests not to attend the wedding because she wasn't going?
Well, they probably didn't go because she wasn't going to be in it, so they figure, why
I had
go?
no control over that.
Just a second.
I mean...
First of all, she's anticipating what I'm saying, and it's irritating to me. Don't anticipate what I'm going to say.
Cases, real people. Judge Judy. Amber Pennington says after an argument with former friend Laurie Strange, she was uninvited to Laurie's wedding. Amber is suing for the cost of her bridesmaid's dress.
Miss Strange, she's absolutely right. She has no control over these people. If she said to them, I would prefer that you not attend the wedding because she hurt my feelings, they had the option of saying, I'm crazy about Laurie, and I'm going to the wedding anyway. So she has no control over whether they go or not. So you have no counterclaim. Why don't you think that you're responsible for her dress?
Why don't I?
Yeah.
For one, she left it at my house. She came to try it on there. Didn't even take it. She said she didn't want it altered. And then she called me when she got the letter saying she wanted her dress back. Well, come and get it. I mean, I'm not going to deliver it to you,
Your Honor,
after
that's
everything
why
that happened.
You don't understand.
Okay.
You were supposed to be matron of honor?
Yes, ma'am.
It has been my experience, my vast experience, that bridesmaids' dresses, and these dresses were made or ordered specifically for the bridesmaids and matron of honor, they're usually the ugliest suckers around. I don't know a living soul who has ever put on one of those dresses again. They buy them, they never look right, they always, you know, look like prom dresses spruced up. So she has absolutely no use for this dress. So what I'm asking you is, whether she had it altered or not, she was intending to be part of your wedding. At the last minute, once the dress was purchased, you told her that you didn't want her to be in the wedding. You had an argument. I mean, it's the kind of argument that probably should have been resolved. She had hurt feelings because she felt she was excluded from a party that you had before. And it may not have been a party, it may just have been a family get-together, but she was very honest with you about her feelings. You may have been a little overly sensitive and a little immature. If some of her family got together the night before and you weren't invited, so what? Why would you want to do anything to spoil her wedding if she was your good friend?
It had nothing to do with spoiling her wedding. It had to be included in her wedding.
No. It had to do with spoiling her wedding.
It did not.
Miss Pennington, I'm going to try one more time. What you're supposed to say if she's your good friend is, it's not about me. You have to repeat that mantra. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's not about me. This is her day. It's all about her. And if my feelings were hurt, if I were a mature adult, I would have waited until perhaps a week or so after the wedding, maybe when they got back from their honeymoon, if they went on one and said, I just want to tell you, my feelings were really hurt that I wasn't invited the night before when you had some people over, because I thought we were really good friends. That's what a mature adult does. A spoiled, self-centered person, however, 2 days before or 3 days before a wedding, to create a scene and a fuss to diminish the joy of the wedding is just that, a selfish, self-centered person. That's you. But you happen to be a selfish, self-centered person who was entitled to her $115.50 back because she did, in fact, say, you're not welcome at the wedding. You had a loss. You're entitled to that loss. Not all the other things that you're suing for. Your lost wages, your husband's lost wages, your pain and suffering, your break. And Miss Strange, you are not assaulted in the bathroom. You had a fight with your girlfriend in the bathroom. That does not rise to the level of an assault. And the fact that some guests decided not to show up because she had been uninvited also does not create a cause of action. So your counterclaim is dismissed. The judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $115.50. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Never in my mind would I think something like this would happen.
It wasn't upsetting, it was very hurtful.
I can finally say this is over, it's done with.
I lost a very good friend.
I can go on with my life now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Brown versus Mazzaros, step forward, please.
20-year-old food server Jennifer Brown is suing former friend, 23-year-old student Bridget Mazzaros for unpaid babysitting fees. Bridget claims Jennifer was negligent and is countersuing for the money she's already paid.
Ms. Brown, you are suing the defendant for daycare services that you provided for her children. She has a counterclaim And her counterclaim is she wants you to pay her back the money that she did in fact pay you because she said you didn't do a good job. That's part of your counterclaim,
Yes.
is that correct?
Yes.
Then she's got some claim with regard to her son being injured while in your care, and then she's got a claim that has something to do with cats. So we'll take that in a minute. When did you start to babysit for her?
I started babysitting on September 1st, 2000.
And how many months did you babysit for her?
I babysat for 5 months.
What was the financial arrangement?
I was getting paid $612 a month.
And according to your complaint, the defendant was getting that money from the state.
Yes.
For daycare services.
Yes.
And the check that she received from the state was how much?
$612.
So far, is that correct?
Yes.
Then there came a time after 2 months, you said, that she stopped paying you.
Yes.
What happened to the 3 months' pay that she is owed?
Well, actually, she's wrong about when she started daycare. She started in the end of August, the first week of the end of August, because my then
Fine.
in-law
So we got the end of August.
partner, I didn't pay her because she didn't do her job, basically.
Why did you fire her?
I tried to fire her. I actually tried to get my sister in to babysit. I tried putting them in daycare.
No. Why didn't you say, don't come here anymore?
Because my ex-boyfriend wouldn't watch my kids. I was in school. I couldn't.
So what does that have to do with her, madam? Is there something wrong with your brain? If you were not happy with her services, then you fire her.
I did complain to her. She wouldn't listen to me. I'd come home, she'd be under the influence of marijuana, and my son got hurt because of her.
Miss Mazzaros, what were you doing with the checks that you did in fact receive from the state each month for $612? You did in fact receive the checks. Now, what were you doing with her checks?
Well, I didn't give her the money, but I didn't spend it either.
You're a hustler. Miss Mazzaros, if someone was watching my children and I was dissatisfied with the quality of the care that was provided, I would not let them near my children.
Well, I didn't have a choice. My ex-boyfriend would let her in the door when I wasn't there or I was
You call
sleeping.
the police and you say to them, I need a restraining order because someone is trespassing in my home.
They won't put a restraining order up unless she does something physical to me or my children. I've tried this before.
The $612 was not meant for you.
I didn't spend it. I sent it back to the government.
I don't believe you. You're a liar. You're a liar. Nobody sends a check back to the government.
You do if you're overpaid.
No. You did not send a check back to the government.
I didn't spend the money.
You may not have spent it. You may have put it in a bank someplace, but don't try to tell me that you sent your check back and said, I don't want this check.
No, I sent the cash back. I cashed them and I sent them back.
Stop. Hey, behave yourselves.
I'm not lying about that. I'm telling you.
Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are. You are lying. Period. Lying.
Okay.
So you know what happens when you lie? I'm not even going to
lying.
entertain your counterclaim.
I'm not lying in this case.
Oh, you are. Oh, you are. If you told me that first you signed the check and sent it back to the government with a little note that said, I'm being overpaid, and then you said, no, excuse me, I didn't do that. I cashed the checks and sent the cash back to the government. That's what you just told me.
Yes, and that's what I did. And I phoned daycare more than once and told them not to send any more because she was not doing her job.
How much do you believe that?
It doesn't ring right.
No, it doesn't ring right. It doesn't ring right because it's not true. On the plaintiff's claim, without any further ado, I am awarding her $1,836. Now, the only thing I'm going to hear from you, I don't want to hear anything about your cats.
Okay.
All I want you to do is tell me about your son being injured that she's responsible for.
Well, on January 23rd, she was taking my sons, Nicholas and Austin, to speech therapy.
Just 1 second. She picked the children up at your house?
Yes, she took them to
Shh, I'm speaking.
Sorry.
Who was at home when she took the children for speech therapy?
I do believe my ex was. I'm not sure. I was at school.
Had you seen her at all that day?
Had I seen her? Yes, when she came home that night with the kids.
Prior to her coming home?
No.
Had you seen her the day before?
Yes.
Who advised her of the speech therapy appointments?
I probably did at the time, yes.
Of course you did. This person who you didn't trust with your children, who you didn't pay because she was not taking good care of your children, you told her when the speech therapy appointments were and what time she had to be there. So she was taking the children for their speech therapy appointments at your request.
Yes.
Is that a fair statement?
Pretty much, yeah.
Good. So what happened?
Well, they were on an accident, or they were on a bus, public transit bus, on the way home from speech therapy. She let my younger son, Austin, run to the back by himself, left him back there. The bus got into an accident, rear-ended a car, and he went up in his seat. There was no one to grab him from hitting the seat, and he was injured in the accident.
Show me a medical report.
Here you go. I also have the statement from the accident, if you'd like that as well.
No.
Okay.
Did you retain an attorney?
No, we filed a claim with ICBC. It's the Insurance Corporation of British Columbia.
And what happened with that?
Well, because his father wouldn't take him to the doctor to have him checked out a second time, they won't settle it at all.
What was wrong with him?
He hit his neck and his shoulder and his back on the pole when he went up in the air. And they said that due to him being left alone, even if he does get anything, it'll be a very small amount because he was not being attended to properly.
Oh, baloney.
That's what...
Baloney. Now, if a public bus rear-ends a car and somebody is injured, then they are responsible if there is an injury. If you're lying and there was no injury, that he got bumped around a little bit, then they're not going to pay anything.
No, they said that once the case has been settled, that he will get $800 or $900, but it will be in trust until he's 18. But
That's
his father
fine.
has to
That's
settle
all
it.
the case is worth. He got bounced around a little bit. If you were not satisfied with the plaintiff's services, you terminate her. You don't kvetch. I'm dismissing your whole counterclaim because I don't like people who come into court and lie. On your claim, I'm awarding you $1,836. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, it was unfair. She wouldn't even hear my case at all.
The judge obviously knew that she was lying about it.
She doesn't know what this woman put my children through.
They were fed, clothed, taken to school and appointments with no problems.
They're being mentally ruined right now because she keeps telling them that she's their mother, that she's hurting them. It's not fair.
They know that I am not their mother, that I am Jenny.
It was either have somebody who sucks at babysitting or not go to school because my lazy ex-boyfriend wouldn't watch my kids.
You make sure that they try to see her as much as possible.
My son got hurt because of her and nobody seems to care.
She just doesn't seem to want to see them.
The best situation, get custody of my kids and take off out of town because they don't deserve to be with their father.
Be careful who you trust because they may not pay you.
Be careful who you trust with your kids because you don't know what could happen to them next.
Did her boss abuse her?
I was sexually assaulted. He pressed his private parts on my behind.
Then fire her to cover his tracks?
I have not been able to get a job. They have to ask him for references.
Or did she make the whole thing up?
If you were sexually harassed in September of 2000, how could you borrow money from him a month later?
He sexually harassed me.
Judge Judy.
What do you think you're joking with?
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 34-year-old computer technician Melvin Williams is suing former co-worker, 49-year-old computer technician Jackie Kelly for an unpaid loan. Jackie claims Melvin sexually assaulted her and then got her fired. She is countersuing for $3,000.
Come to order. All rise. Quiet, please. Your Honor, this is case number 456 on the calendar, the matter Williams versus Kelly. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated.
According to your complaint, Mr. Williams, you and the defendant were co-workers. She borrowed some money from you, and this was in October of 2000. Is that right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And she signed a promissory note, and she did not pay you back. Easy?
That is also correct.
The defendant says that because of your actions, she was fired from her job. Because of things that you said about her, she was unable to get another job, and therefore she doesn't feel as if she has to pay you back the money, and she is counterclaiming for defamation. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor.
The dates become very interesting here. The loan was made what date in October, sir?
October 20th, 2000.
And what did you need the money for?
I needed the money to pay a mortgage payment.
And what was the principal amount on the loan?
$1,500.
Do you have the promissory note?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please? And you did sign this promissory note? You
Yes,
signed
I
it
did.
on the 20th of October?
Yes.
Did you make the first payment on October the 30th, as it was agreed to in this note?
No, I did not.
Why not?
I was fired. I was sexually assaulted by Mr. Williams, who pressed his private parts on my behind.
When?
This was a month before I had gotten fired. And Mr. Williams
What
believed
date?
that...
No, just a second. I'm asking you the date. You indicate that you were, according to you, sexually harassed by Mr. Williams.
September 2000.
Well, that's why the dates become important. So that if you were sexually harassed by Mr. Williams in September of 2000, how could you borrow money from him a month later and promise to pay him, start to pay him within 10 days?
I loaned Mr. Williams $3,000 around March of 2000.
Yes.
I did not ask Mr. Williams to sign any promissory note. I just simply gave Mr. Williams the money. I had to hound him for 6 months to give me my money back. But when I needed money, Mr. Williams asked me to sign a promissory note. So, and I felt hurt. I felt hurt because originally I thought we were friends, but I found out differently. Anyway, what I was saying, I was in a very bad bind, and I needed money. And I borrowed it from Mr. Williams because I loaned him money, so I felt like he should give me money.
Well, when you signed this promissory note, Miss Kelly,
yes,
did you have intentions of paying him
Yes,
back?
I had intentions. Oh, I'm sorry.
The answer was yes.
Yes.
So that what happened between October 20th, when you signed this note, and October the 30th?
As I said, Mr. Williams had wind of me gathering evidence against him for sexually harassing me and other harassments ever since he got
what happened between
he got me
in
fired.
That 10 days?
He lied.
On what
he lied
date,
to his superiors and got me fired.
On what date were you fired?
I was fired October the 30th.
Ms. Kelly, the reason I asked questions about the dates was because it seems odd that you would borrow money from someone who you claim a month before had sexually abused you. Would seem to me you would want to stay as far away from that person as possible.
I could not. We worked in the same small cubicles, in the same location.
Then you certainly don't want to have anything other than a business relationship while you were, quote, gathering evidence against him.
To me, that was still business, Your Honor, because I really was in need of taking care of my personal business.
Then you have to pay him back. Period. End of discussion.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Why do you think that you are entitled not to pay him back?
I lost many of wages after I lost that job. Mr. Williams lied to his superiors and said I took someone else's check because he knew I was about to let his superiors know of his assault on me. I have documents that I went to Equal Opportunity and I made accusations, and I was given a claim. I was given a settlement from the organization that I worked with, showing that he sexually assaulted me. Mr. Williams was the supervisor after I left there.
I'm speaking. Don't interrupt me. It still doesn't forgive you from paying back a loan.
I didn't have a job. I had no job.
Well, it doesn't make any difference. You have to pay him back this money. And if you got a settlement, then you have to pay him back the money from the settlement. Period. End of discussion. You signed a note.
No, but excuse me.
I'm telling you yes.
Something?
I'm reading your complaint.
I have a letter from a lady that worked there.
Listen, I don't read letters. Miss Kelly, I want to see...
Equal Opportunity, stating his assault on me.
Did you hear what I said? I don't read letters. I want to see the result. This is the complaint that you just gave me, that you filed. I want to see the order that they handed down. Do you have a copy of the order that they handed?
No, I have a copy of the check that they settled with me for.
They settled with you for it.
And that was a whole year later when my bills were...
Just a second. You mean you don't have a copy of the decision? There was never a decision?
I was released from unemployment.
Would you answer my questions?
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
You had to sign certain documents, Miss Kelly.
Yes, I did.
When you received this check. Let me see a copy of the documents you received.
I don't have a document with me, Your Honor.
All right. Now,
of that,
just 1 second.
I have a letter I presented to them during that time.
I'm not interested in your letter. I'm interested in their decision.
They had me sign a document releasing me from prosecuting any further.
That's correct. That's what they did.
Yes.
Of course. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see.
I'm sorry, I didn't bring that letter with me, Your Honor.
Well, you should have, because you have a counterclaim against them for defamation. The first thing you say here is that you have a condition of torn cartilage, which may be considered a disability under the New York State human rights laws, and I am a female. Then you say on October 24th, which is 4 days after you borrowed this money, you submitted your request for sick leave related to your torn cartilage, right? Then you go on to say that the reason you were terminated was because of your disability and my sex, having complained of sexual harassment. Why these people settle these claims? It's absolutely ridiculous. You also say here that by mistake I took somebody else's pay and you returned it. It was a mistake, you say, that you took it.
And it wasn't a pay, it was a stub.
A stub, whatever it was. You signed a release, you don't get any money on your counterclaim. You have to pay them the money that you borrowed. You borrowed $1,500. There's also late fees imposed pursuant to this thing.
Wait a minute.
$25.
May I say something, Judge? I know I'm nervous, but may I state something, please?
You're not nervous, Miss Kelly.
Yes, I am, Judge.
No, you're not nervous.
There
You're just
was
trying to
a statement. I am not lying, Judge. Mr. Williams is a supervisor at the company I was working at. I have been seeking employment. I have an impressive resume that I've gone for several interviews for over the last year, and they have to ask him for references, character references. I have not been able to get a job since I left that employ because they have to get references from Mr. Williams, who sabotaged me since then.
Miss Kelly, I can make a similar argument that the reason that you cannot get employment anywhere else is because you filed a claim based on the fact that you suffer from a disability, which I'm speaking, don't interrupt me. I'm really very smart. You say you were fired because you have torn cartilage, which you believe falls within the purview of the Americans Disability Act, and therefore you were fired. I'm speaking. That's exactly what you say here.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Melvin Williams says former co-worker Jackie Kelly owes for an unpaid loan to pay her mortgage. Jackie claims Melvin sexually assaulted her and then got her fired. She says she's not going to pay.
It's exactly what you said here.
Judge,
you said.
Can I say something?
You say. I'm speaking. I believe the real reason for my termination of my. I'm speaking. I can't hear you. For terminating my employment is because of my disability and my sex, and having complained of sexual harassment. Those are your words.
I was the only woman at the job. My knee went out that month.
Listen to me, madam.
I was going on disability for that month.
Miss Kelly,
before that month, I was not injured, Your Honor.
Listen, I'm going to let you speak in a minute, sir.
I was not injured. There was nothing wrong with me.
Listen to me very carefully, madam. You're not listening to me. If I am an employer and I find out that someone has sued a prior company in part because they say they suffer from a disability that they categorize as I am, which is what you say, have a condition, torn cartilage, which may be considered a disability under the New York State human rights law. That's
I have a letter here from the doctor. I went for surgery on the 17th of November of 2000. I did not have a disability until then. That's when I was requesting a disability. I did not have the disability yet. I was going for surgery for that, and that's when I went out. But after I was already fired before that even took place. I stated that
is
to
in your
equal
file,
opportunity.
Miss Kelly.
There's a letter stating that there was a lady that was a witness to the fact that Mr. Williams sexually harassed me.
Pay careful attention. I have zero sympathy for you because you borrowed money from him after
He borrowed $3,000 before that.
After you say he sexually harassed you. I have zero sympathy for that. If you say he sexually harassed you and you were compiling evidence against him, we go forward again.
I was compiling evidence.
Hey, who do you think you're joking with? You're joking with me. You're joking with me. Then you don't borrow money from him and sign a promissory note that you have no intention of paying back. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,525 pursuant to your complaint, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your
You're
Honor.
getting back your money. Your counterclaim is dismissed. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's lied and defamed my character over the last year, and I really think it stinks.
The main reason she got fired because she opened up somebody's paycheck and she wanted to lie about it. And then she wanted me to cover for her.
And now the next case.
All parties on Evans versus Tracy. Step forward, please.
26-year-old handyman Tony Evans is suing his former friend, 31-year-old landscaper Audra Tracy, for the value of a stolen money order.
Mr. Evans, according to your complaint, the defendant was a friend of yours, and there had been times, because she didn't have a checking account, that you cashed checks for her.
Yes, ma'am.
On this particular instance, she came to you and told you she had a money order and asked you to cash it for her. You did.
Yes.
And several days later, you were notified by your bank that the money had been withdrawn from your account because the money order had either been stolen, reported stolen, or a stop order had been put on the money order. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you want the money back?
Yes, I do.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding her request.
She called me up on my cell phone and said that the father of her children had come into town out of the blue. He hadn't been paying child support ever, and he gave her a money order for $1,000 and wanted to know if I had cash. I've cashed plenty of checks for her, and I didn't think nothing of it. And when I showed up, she said, well, it's for $1,000, but it's a money order. It's guaranteed funds. You got nothing to worry about. Because up till then, I didn't cash nothing for that amount of money. So I thought about it and said, hey, you know, it's a money order, guaranteed funds. It's not like it's a checking account. So I cashed the money order for her.
How did you do that?
We went to the bank. She signed the money order that was written to her. She endorsed it. I signed it and cashed it and handed her the money. And in the bank was the last time I ever saw my $1,000.
Did she ever tell you about this father of her children before you cashed the money order?
I don't know anything about him.
Just that you knew she had children?
She had children, so obviously they probably have a father, yes.
Okay. All right, Miss Tracy, let me hear from you.
Pretty much everything that he said, it happened. To me, the money order was a legit check. That's the only reason why I asked Tony to do it, because like he said, he has cashed checks for me prior, because I don't have a bank account. When we cashed this check, I went back and gave the money to Dolan. After that, Tony got a hold of us a couple of days after that saying the bank, you know, he was out of $1,000, we need to get down to it. So we addressed Dolan, both me and him both did at that time, and Dolan got on the phone and was trying to call somebody in Missouri, a friend of his that supposedly put the stop payment on it. To me, I was an innocent bystander, and I understand Tony wants to get his money back, and I try to get him and Dolan to deal with it themselves and keep me out of it, because it basically, he wrote the check out to me, and I don't feel like I'm totally blamed for the $1,000.
Even though she got the $1,000?
Even though I got the $1,000, which I gave to Dolan, and in return, he gave me $300 for child support. And I haven't received child support from him in like 12 years.
So you feel as if Dolan is responsible?
Yes,
for
I
the money.
definitely do.
That's your defense?
Yeah.
That you're an innocent bystander?
Yes.
All right. I have some questions for you, Ms.
Okay.
Tracy. Were you ever married to Dolan?
No, I was not.
But you were in, I assume, a long-term relationship with him?
For on and off for 5 years.
And after he cashed this money order, did Dolan stay with you for a while?
Yes, he did stay with me for
How
about
long?
a week. And
Just
then,
a week?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, tell me what you know about Dolan. Does Dolan work?
He's always worked. When I was with him,
Has he ever been incarcerated?
Yes, he has.
How many times?
He's incarcerated right now, and I do believe this is his second time being incarcerated.
What do you mean you do believe? While you were together for that 5 years, had he been in jail before?
No, he was not together in those 5 years, and that's like 12 years ago, so.
Okay, but you believe that he's been incarcerated on at least 2 occasions?
Yes, yes.
Do you know what for?
Drug charges.
Using, selling, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. So
Little?
Manufacturing.
Okay. So a little bit of, he's a
Everything.
bit of an
He's
entrepreneur,
a
he's a
bad seed.
businessman, he's a salesman, and he also uses his own product.
Yeah.
Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. That'll work.
Was he ever abusive towards you?
Yes, he was.
Was he ever physically abusive
Yes, he
towards
was.
you? Prior to him cashing this check for you, not a long time ago, just recently, did you know about Dolan's drug involvement?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear or see from him for about 8 years, so showing up on my doorstep, it bewildered me because I haven't seen him in so long.
Oh,
So.
But you did know one thing. You knew that he had been working.
Yes.
And that he hadn't paid child support. Is that right?
Yes.
So you knew he was a deadbeat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And had he seen his children in those years?
Nope.
So you knew he was irresponsible?
Very much.
So, Miss Tracy, let me ask you this question. If you went to Mr. Evans, who was a friend of yours, and said, look, I have this money order. It was given to me by the father of my children, who is a lowlife, irresponsible, deadbeat, abuser. And we'd like you to cash it for us. Do you think he would have cashed it for you? Probably not. So you had information about the person who you were asking him to vouch for by giving him money that he didn't have. Mr. Evans, if she had said to you, here is a money order by this lowlife, drug abusing, drug selling, drug manufacturing, irresponsible, deadbeat person who I once knew 8 years ago, but I haven't seen since, would you have cashed her money order?
No, I wouldn't.
Of course not. So you go after Dolan.
That was my point.
Absolutely. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I don't know if she was in on the whole deal, if it was a scam between the two of them.
I felt like I didn't get a chance to present my case. It was there, it was fast.
She had plenty of time to present her case because she had no case.
I'm upset about the friendship that we did have and that we may not have now.
They say you can't put a price on friendship, but I can. It's $1,000.
He wanted his money back.
Before June, I was paying child support.
So he stole it from his son.
$1,527.51.
Why did you withdraw your son's money?
When he came to live with me, I just figured that I was entitled to the child support back.
This father doesn't know best.
Let me give you the facts of life. You pay for it. He doesn't pay for it. And I never heard of something so ridiculous in my life.
Judge Judy.
Hello?
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheinman. The people are real. The cases are real. The rulings are final. This is her courtroom. This is Judge Judy. 18-year-old cook Michael Hubbard is suing his father, 47-year-old electrician Ray Hubbard, for stealing money from his bank account. Ray says he was entitled to it.
Order. All rise. Yes, this is case number 477 on the calendar in the matter of Hubbard versus Hubbard. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
You're Michael.
Yes.
Michael, the defendant is your father, and according to your complaint, when you were 16 or 17, you had a job.
Yes.
Or two jobs.
Two, yes.
And you and your dad opened a bank account and deposited your money in the account. The money was all your money. You needed his signature on the account because you were a minor.
Yes.
And then there was some sort of a dispute involving your father and your mother, and they're divorced?
Separated.
And your father withdrew all the money from your account.
All of it but $2.51.
And how much money did you have in the account?
Before he withdrew it, I had $1,527.51.
Why did you withdraw your son's money?
$775 I drew out for room and board when he stayed with me for 2 months.
All right, so let's start with the $775 that you withdrew for room and board.
Yes.
When did he live with you?
From June 20th until August 20th.
And how old was your son in June of 2001?
17.
When did he turn 18?
December 11th.
You can't charge him for room and board. You're his father. You're responsible for him.
Ma'am, he was living with his mother at the time, and he came to, with her agreement, came to live with me so he could work.
Mm-hmm.
Before June, I was paying child support.
Mm-hmm.
And when he came to live with me, I just figured that I was entitled to the child support back.
You figured wrong. You may be entitled to child support back, but not from him.
When this all started out, I acknowledged to him that I was going to do this, and he had
I don't care what you acknowledge to him. And even if he agreed that he'd pay you room and board, even if he agreed, which he didn't, you can't hold a minor to a contract. I mean, I never heard of something so ridiculous in my life. Your son worked, he put money in the bank, he was saving for, I don't know, college, future, whatever. You decided later to withdraw money because you figured he owed you for room and board. Outrageous! What's next? What's next? $775.
Yes.
Room and board. What else did you take out?
Me and his mother had a dispute on child support that I owed. We went to court about that. And, you know, in order to get a lawyer, I told him I was going to take some money out to pay for the lawyer. That was because of another situation that was going on.
What?
his grades in school, that I was trying to get custody back for him.
Yes.
To make him do better in school.
So?
And I had to get a lawyer in order to do that.
So? You wanted him to pay for the lawyer so that you could get custody of him?
No, I did not want him to pay for the lawyer.
Well, but he did. That's what you just told me. You took money out of his account so that you could pay for a lawyer to get custody of him. Isn't that what you just told me?
Yes, I did.
Well, am I correct? I mean, when you cut through all the baloney, that's what it was.
But I told him I was going to do this in order to file for custody for him.
Well,
and when I told him that, he had no problem with it.
What do you mean he had no problem with it?
He didn't disagree or agree.
Mr. Hubbard, what do you do for a living?
I'm an electrician, ma'am.
Well, let me give you the facts of life, Mr. Hubbard. The facts of life are parents support their children and provide for necessaries for their children until their children reach the age of majority. Then, if they're really lucky, the children will take care of themselves. Only if they're really lucky. Most parents take care of their children even after they've reached their majority. They pay for college, they pay for books, they pay for clothes, they pay for trips, they pay for medical, they pay for dental, they pay for orthodontia, they pay for cars, they pay for gas, they pay for dating. When they're 19 and 20 and 21 and 22, and sometimes even until they're 30. You, on the other hand, want your child to pay for himself, for his room and board, as well as for a lawyer for you. Hello? Michael, your father is misguided. You're entitled to your money back, Michael. Now, I assume at this point you and your father aren't getting along too well.
No.
And I assume that it will take some time for that to work itself out, if it ever does. Maybe he understands that he did the wrong thing. Maybe.
May I say something else, you
Yeah, sure.
I got custody of him on December 14th, 99. His grades were falling bad. When I finally got custody of him, I made him do his homework, and his grades came up. And then his mother 9 months later, filed for custody back of him because I was being too hard on him. I was making him do his homework. I was making him tell me where he was all this time, anytime he was out. Well, that's too hard on him as far as she's concerned. So she got custody back of him, and I have his report cards here showing that when he was with me, he was doing better, and now that he's with her, he's completely failing.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Michael Hubbard says his father, Ray Hubbard, stole money from his bank account. Ray says he needed the money.
Your job as a parent is to do what is best for your child, to look into...
That's what I was trying to do. I had his interest in heart all the time.
Fine. Let us say I absolutely agree that you felt as if he needed a stronger hand in order to do his work so that he could do well in school, so that he could move on. You felt as if you had to, as a parent, fight for custody so that he would do better. Is that fair? Is that a fair statement, sir?
No, sir. No, ma'am, that's not what I was doing.
I thought that's what you were doing.
Well, I am, but as far as his mother is concerned, she won't let him grow up.
It doesn't make any difference. Well, you're not listening to me, sir. I said you felt as if you had to do what you did in pursuing custody of him because you felt as if it was in his best interest.
Yes, I still do.
And you still do?
Yes.
Good. He doesn't pay for that. You pay for that. That's a necessary, not for him. That's a legal necessary for you. You, as a parent, are supposed to do the right thing. You felt in your heart the right thing was that he lived with you. You would be a better parent for him at this stage in his life. Good for you. You pay for it.
I understand that.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,527.51. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
A parent should be more responsible.
It was in the best interest of the child.
A minor shouldn't have to pay for room and board.
I'm going to keep fighting it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Bell versus Clark. Step forward, please.
53-year-old William Bell is suing his girlfriend's former friend, 42-year-old secretary Elizabeth Clark, for having him falsely arrested. Elizabeth says William threatened to kill her. She is countersuing for harassment.
Mr. Bell, you are suing the defendant for having you falsely arrested on charges of threatening and harassing her. She is counterclaiming for harassment. Let me understand the relationship. You have a girlfriend, or had a girlfriend. The defendant is a friend of your former girlfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
You were having some difficulty with the girlfriend. You called the defendant to sort of act as an intermediary and to talk to her and see if you could put things back together again. The defendant then called the police and said that you had threatened her. You were arrested.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you call her?
February 17th of 2001.
Had you ever called her before?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And tell me about the conversation that you had with her.
I didn't have a conversation with her. I got her voicemail.
Okay.
And I left a message who it was, and I was staying at Baymont Inn Motel. Could you please give me a call?
Why were you staying at a motel?
I had moved out of my girlfriend's house.
So you and your girlfriend had lived together and
Yes,
had
we're
a problem?
together now. Yes,
You are back together
yes,
now?
we've been together, yes.
So you went out and stayed at a motel?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you left a voice message, and I assume she called you back.
She called me back, ma'am, approximately 4:30, 5 o'clock that evening.
What was the conversation?
Her first question was, when I answered the phone, is this Bill Bell? And I said, yes. She says, William Bell. And I said, yes, it is. Then she started getting very belligerent.
Don't tell me belligerent. That's a conclusion, Mr. Bell.
Okay.
Tell me what she said to you.
She was cursing at me for calling
Tell
her.
me what she said. I'm a big girl. I'm over 21. I know that's hard to believe, but I am.
You want...
I want the words she said to you, that you claim she said to you.
She called me I don't want to say it on the mother. A son of that I was going to get her fired from her job for calling her work.
When did you call her work?
I found out later that the number I called, which was her home phone number, is a work number at her home.
Okay, so first she cursed you, you say, because you called her at her work number. And then what did she say to you?
She told me that she was going to get even with me for calling her. And I apologized for calling and leaving a message on her phone.
Well, what message did you leave on her phone?
Just my name and the phone number where I was at.
Okay.
And I told her I was going to hang up. And she says, if you hang up, you're going to pay for it big time. And I went ahead and hung up anyway, because I'd already apologized and she was still cursing me.
And when were you arrested, sir?
A while later, that they had a warrant out for my arrest. And I talked to the police officer who had called the motel to get a hold of me and left a message.
No, look at me. Stop playing with your papers.
I called the officer back, and he told me there was a warrant, and I went down. It was, I believe it was in April. I went down, and I turned myself in. Because I
didn't find out about this warrant until April?
No, ma'am.
What happened to the charges?
Well, the charges were dropped the 2nd of October because the defendant never showed up for court.
Okay. And do you have a copy of the complaint?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see that. And, Ms. Clark, I would like to see a copy of the police report that you made at the same time.
Okay. And he called me more than one time.
Wait. I'm going to get to you, I promise you. When did you advise the police of these phone calls, Ms.
It
Clark?
was probably the middle of February.
Okay, just 1 second.
Okay.
So you did not call the police the day that he made the phone calls, the day that you had
Yes,
the
I did.
conversation? Oh,
Yes,
you
I
did?
did.
So
I
you
did.
called the police the same day. All right.
Yes.
Now, Ms. Clark, I would like you to tell me, he left a message on your voicemail to call him. The message that he left on your voicemail was not threatening to you.
No, it's when I talked to him.
So I am correct. It was not threatening to you, and you knew who he was because...
This is the first time I've ever seen this man.
But you knew who he was because of your girlfriend.
Right.
That's what, just pay attention.
Okay, sorry.
Now, I want you to tell me your version of the conversation.
Okay. I work 2 jobs. I also work at a golf course.
Is this relevant to my question?
Yes, it is. He went in to my employer, who I have a letter from, was asking for my address and my phone number. Since then, I don't even know this man. He's taken me to court and put...
I want you, Ms. Clark, to answer my question.
Okay.
My question is, I want you to tell me what the phone conversation was when you returned his phone call.
He wanted me to get his girlfriend...
Tell me what he said.
He wanted to know if I would call Lou and get them back together, reconcile their differences.
And what did you say to him?
No.
Did you tell him why? What did you say? Tell me what you said.
I said, because I think that what you did was wrong, and I think she's better off without you.
And what did he say in response?
Then he's got aggravated.
That's a conclusion.
Okay.
What did he say?
He said, well, that doesn't help me out a bit. And I really don't recall the rest of the conversation. It was a long time ago.
Well, you have to tell me the rest of the conversation. That's the basis of the...
Just more or less said that he wanted me to call Lou, and he said, you're the only one she'll listen to, and you need to get this situation taken care of for me or else.
At that point, did you hang up on him?
I don't recall.
Or did you have any further conversation?
He called so many times on my caller ID, it was...
Okay. Now, did you ever speak to him after that?
No.
You never spoke to him after that?
Nope.
And the conversation that you just relayed to me is, to the best of your recollection, the sum and substance of the conversation?
Yes, ma'am.
Then, Ms. Clark, I'm going to ask you the following questions.
Okay.
It is clear to me that you said, I'm not going to help you. He said, that doesn't help me any. You better help me or else. Those were pretty much his exact words, as you remember?
Yeah.
Then can you tell me why you told the police that he said to you, I will get you, I will kill you, just a second.
I'm sorry.
I will get you, I will kill you, and then I will kill myself.
That is true.
Well, Ms. Clark, I asked you 3 times.
I know, I'm sorry.
3 times what he said to you. Now, you got the police's attention, certainly, when you told the police, he said, I'll get you, and then I'll kill myself, and I'll kill Lou, and I'll kill everybody. It seems to me that that would be the first thing that you would say. Not forget it, but that would be the first thing. I will kill you is something that you remember, not I'll get even or you'll get yours, or I will kill you is something that sticks in your mind. In order to get to the police's attention, they say, well, you know, that's really not a threat. You know, you'll get yours is not a threat. I'll kill you is a threat that the police pay attention to.
I will get you.
I will get you is one thing, but I seriously doubt, based upon our testimony today, that he said to you, I will get you, which you didn't tell me. I will kill you. I will kill Lou, and then I will kill myself. Kill. That you remember, and that the police might respond to, but not, you'll get yours. Okay, now let's go back a second. You started to tell me that he's taken you to court 3 times.
Yes, yes.
Now, I want you to tell me about the 3 occasions when he's taken you to court.
Okay, he has put 2 restraining orders against me. The first time that I went to court is when I pressed the charges against him. He didn't show up, so
when
that's
was
3
the first
times.
time that he pressed charges against
April.
April.
Mm-hmm. And then after he hadn't shown up twice for court, it was dismissed with prejudice on August 16th.
So in April, he filed a charge against you for something. For what, Mr. Bell? For what?
After this deal
After
in
the
February,
warrant.
I had all the telephone calls we were getting and hang-ups. We were getting calls 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Did you know where they were coming from?
Yes, ma'am.
How did you know where they were coming from?
Caller ID showed York Equipment.
Boy, you know, you think this caller ID was a wonderful invention, and it turns out it's used for all kinds of different things. All right, so he filed 2 restraining orders against you.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know something? It sounds like a little bit of an abusive process, but Ms. Clark, based upon what you did in having him arrested, I think that he was exercising probably restraint. I don't believe that there was any basis for you to have him arrested. I don't believe that he threatened to kill you. I believe that you got the police's attention. That's what I believe. Based on your testimony today, he never threatened to kill you. Never. All right. Miss Clark's statement to the police was designed to get their attention.
Because it was said.
No, it was not said, Miss Clark, because on 3 separate occasions, giving you every opportunity today to recount what he said to you, the most important thing would be to any normal person was he threatened to kill me by saying, I will kill you. I will kill Lou. Then I'll kill myself. Time and time again, all you said was, the last time around, you'll get yours, or I'll get you, or something like that. You left out, I'll get you.
That's after 10 or 11 calls, though, Your Honor.
Just a second. You never spoke to him again, madam. You spoke to him once, and then you said you did not take the other calls because you saw his caller ID.
He left messages.
He left messages. Let me hear them.
I don't have them.
Well, it also seems to me, Miss Clark, that if someone threatened you with bodily harm to an extent that you called the police, and then if you were listening to messages you would retain them, bring the tape.
I don't have
so
the
that
tape.
there would be no, you would get a tape so the police could listen to them and then pursue this matter, because then you're dealing with a real nut. He's suing you for $5,000, which he is absolutely entitled to, and I am granting his judgment for $5,000 against you, and I'm dismissing your counterclaim. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues.
I'm really glad it's over with.
I'm glad it's all over, and he'll leave me alone now.
If you got a problem, take it to court.
I want to be done with him. I don't even know him.